Hi ladies, Elizabeth, your Jamberry Nails independent consultant here, and I'm here today to talk to you about lifting tips. One of the biggest concerns and problems that my Jamberry customers have that I need to troubleshoot with them is lifting tips. It used to be a big problem for me too, and then I found a solution by another consultant named Erin Hicks, and I kind of have modified it for myself. And I'm going to show it to you today to help you stop your tips from lifting. So the first thing you do is apply your nails as you normally would. Okay, I'm going to tip the screen down here so you can see. So I have applied my nails and I have filed them off except for this one. You can see it's still there. So what I would do is I would apply them all and then I would actually go through and file them all off, which I have done except for that one. So I'm going to take my Jamberry file and file it at a 90-degree angle until it comes off. And it's gonna, of course, not come off real quickly here since I'm taking video. And I like to actually sometimes go under at an angle to get those corners to come off. My file's getting a little worn down. I'm gonna need a new one pretty soon. So it's coming off there and done. So there you go. I have a nice clean looking tip. The problem is that while my tips look done, a lot of times they're not. What happens is that when we file this, and actually I can see a little here, but I'm sure you can't, a little bit actually just hangs over the edge of our nail. And that usually you don't notice right away, but as you start to use your nails, that kind of gets a little wear, and it causes it to catch on things, and it'll cause it to lift, and that's how you end up with your lifting tips. So what we want to make sure that we do is that we have nothing hanging on the edge of the nail, and usually a lot of us use our nails as tools. We just do, good or bad, we do it. So what we want to do is actually leave a very slight sliver of nail showing above the tip. So when we use it, we don't get it caught on things because that's already gone. So once you file it at the 90-degree angle, you're going to turn on your mini heater. Let mine warm up here for a second. This is one of those times, I know a lot of you like to use your hair dryer, but it's not really the best in this situation because what we're going to do is something called the baggie method. So you're going to take a handy dandy baggie like this one. I like to use the thicker ones. I usually use about a 1-quart storage baggie. If you use ones that are too thin, this extreme heat will melt it. So you want to get ones that are a little bigger, and then what you do is you wrap it around the nail. This is the one I just filed off. And you're going to get it nice and tight. This will create a vacuum seal with your tip. So what you're going to do is you're going to keep it there and you're going to hold it, which is why you can't really do this with your hair dryer because you really need both hands. And I'm going to put it to the heat and I am going to leave it there until I can't stand it anymore, which with this heater it doesn't take long. And then I kind of rub it there and just get it all done. And then I would do that to all my nails. So I'd file them all at the 90-degree angle, go back through and do the baggie method with every nail. Then I'm going to take a glass file. If you look in the blog post I have above this video, I have a link to a specific one on Amazon that I actually, this isn't it, but I have that one in my purse, and that's the best one I have found so far. I've used a couple different ones. But any glass, crystal file, whichever way they word it, will work. The Jamberry files are great, but they're really coarse. So when we're doing the tips, it's kind of better to go with a glass file that's going to be not so rough on the wrap. Because what we're going to do is instead of the 90-degree angle, and I'm not going to do this nail right now because I just heated this, so I need it to cool. I'm going to do this one, which I've previously heated. So instead of a 90-degree angle, what we're going to do is we're going to tip it, and we're going to go at a bit of a 45-degree angle. And just see, I don't know if you probably can't see that. What I'm doing, and what you probably can't tell because it's not a lot, is I'm actually filing off the wrap itself. I'm not filing my nail here. I'm filing off the very tip of the wrap. And you make sure you get those corners really well too, because those spots are usually the first ones to catch and lift. And then I got a little bit of it coming off there. And I'm just going to do it until I have a very, very slight tip of my nail showing. And this is sometimes hard to do, especially at night. I have done it with other ones and I've missed it. You may notice in the pictures I have above, one of the wraps I have is the Diamond Dust Sparkle. And one of those like that where it's closer to a light white color, like the tip of your nail, it's kind of hard to see and you may miss a spot. I don't know. You can kind of start to see. Doing this a bit slow. But what you should have is you're going to file it till kind of done having it come off. That was good. And then you're going to have the slightest bit of nail showing. Got some filing off there so it looks worse than it is. Kind of see, not really. But you'll have a little bit of your tip showing. And then once you do that to all of them, you can go through, you can buff it if you want, get those rough edges that kind of snag on things. And once you do that, you are good to go. Every once in a while, you may find you'll still get a lift. Usually what that means is when you were just filing off at your angle, you may just have missed a spot or not gotten it filed all the way off. So usually what I do, I just heat it up, give it a few seconds to cool down, take out that crystal file it right at that spot where it lifted, and it's fine. I used to think I did this, and I actually found that instead of doing, I didn't want that white tip. It just didn't look right. It takes a little time to get used to. It's kind of like where we tell you not to go with the wrap to all the edge. Same thing. So I kept trying not to get it too much, and what I found is I wasn't 90 and I wasn't 45. I was somewhere in between, and I was actually just filing my nail more and not really the wrap. So then I was getting worse lifting than I used to. But if you do this correctly, give that little tip, you're going to make it 1.5, 2 weeks easy. I used to have lifting on the second day, drove me crazy. And once I finally got this right, my wraps have lasted so long. It's been so much better. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, whether it's on the YouTube video or the blog post. Send me an email. I am always here to help. So you can find me at my Janberry site, elizabetha.janberrynails.net, or there's other posts and information on my blog, rockabyeparents.com. And let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. I hope this tip helps your tips. Bye.